Hello there, how are you doing? Sandeep Banerjee again. Today I am going to talk about Google Classroom rubric feature. It's a newly introduced feature which can help you to grade your students efficiently. So without any further delay, let's get into the topic right now.
To access your Google Classroom, first of all, you need to go to your Google homepage. And from there, you need to click on this 9 dots, this particular button, which is Google Apps. There you will find your Google Classroom here. Now, for your case, you may find Google Classroom something like in this area because that's the default location of Google Classroom icon. I moved it earlier here for better access. So let's click there. Okay, now this is the view of my Google Classroom. Earlier I created couple of classes, those are here. So in this screen, let us select any of the class. So let me select this class, class 9. And here once it will open, you will get 4 tabs there. Stream, classwork, people and marks. So in classwork tab, you will get a create button. So this is for your creation of your assignment, quiz assignments and all other topics. For now, we will concentrate only on assignment. I'll click on assignment. Now a new window will open here. This is your assignment page using which you are going to create an assignment. Now let me type a title there. I typed a title here. Let me just copy and paste something here in this optional. This is optional. This is absolutely fine if you keep it blank. Now here in this assignment, there are other options to which class you are going to assign it to, which students. If you wanted to select any specific student or all students, all those can be done. You can define points. So what will be your highest marks of this particular assignment and by when it's due, and topic also you can select as per your requirement. If I select maybe English here, so that will come. So all those options are coming because earlier I created this topic, so that is why this is visible. You may follow my other class in Google Classroom for detailed step-by-step guidance on how to create a Google Classroom, how to set up that, how to structure it, that you can follow. And those links are available in project and resources tab for your reference. Now let me click on this rubric button. If I click here, I'll get multiple options. One is create rubric, which we are going to do. There is another option of reuse rubrics. Once you create a rubric, you can use it in future classes, other assignments, everywhere. And third option is that import from a sheet. If you have a rubric available elsewhere, that you can also import. So here, what we are going to cover, that is create rubric, using which we are going to create a rubric, and that's our project. Let's click there. Now in the next screen, you can see another page opened and it's a blank template. Here I'll show you how step by step we can create a rubric. Now first of all, very important thing is that this particular toggle bar needs to be enabled, that use scoring, because otherwise there is no meaning of creating a rubric. If you have a rubric in place but that doesn't have any grading system, so that may not be useful in actual way. So ensure you keep it particular toggle button on. Okay, next option is that sort the order of points by descending or ascending, so that you can select as per your requirement. That's absolutely up to you. Now here we are going to put a title. So earlier what we saw that in our model rubric, how we created it, let us go there once. It was spelling. So let's come back here. Spelling is our first criterion. Now here you can add a description of the criterion, so that once your student will see this rubric, they will understand what you are expecting from them as part of this particular criterion. So we can mention anything there. You can keep it blank also. Now in this area, you can see only one column is there and which talks about some points. What we are going to do, we are going to create a 3-column rubric. That's our target. So let me add another 2. You can just click on this add button and it will get created. Now here under spelling, now there are 3 major point system. First one, let us put maybe 10. 10 is our highest mark in case someone achieves this particular criterion. Let me describe step by step. This may be a bit complex in the first place, but I'll guide you there. So this is the first one. Here point is 10. So students will get 10 points if they are able to achieve this target. So let me mention that target. No spelling mistake. So in case of no spelling mistake, they will directly get 10. And let me give a title also. This is great. Now on the next slab, let me put point as 5. So student will get 5 points in case they can achieve this particular criteria. So let me add a description here: less than or equal to 2 spelling mistakes. Okay. So here maybe let me put the title as moderate. Okay. And now on the third point, let me add 0. And here the level need improvement. Description: more than 2 spelling mistake. So let me explain it another time. What we are doing, we are adding one criterion, that is spelling. In case of a student made more than 2 spelling mistakes, he or she will get 0 point. In case their spelling mistakes are less than or equal to 2, then they will get 5 points. And in case of no spelling mistake, they will straight away get 10 points. Now there is another thing to observe here. We mentioned 3 marks here, right? 3 type of points. First one is 0, second one is 5, third one is 10, and 10 is the highest. Here you can see it already calculated that highest mark is 10. So in this particular criterion, a student maximum can earn 10. So that is why /10 has been added. And on top of that, this is the total one. We'll again come back on the total one in the next step once we'll add another criterion. So for that, you know, to click on this particular button, add a criterion. You can see a second criterion has been added. Now here, minimum 500 words. So what we are doing, that in this particular English composition assignment, students at least need to write 500 words. Here also what we are going to do, we are going to add 2 more columns. First one is 10 points they will get. This is great. And student used more than 500 words. Okay, because that's our target. Minimum they need to write 500 words. So in case someone writes more than 500 words, then they will get 10. Second point. Okay, here let me mention points as 5, level as moderate, and student used for 50 to 500 words. So in case our minimum requirement is 500 points, but as a teacher, maybe you are not that strict, and in case any of the student writes more than 450 words, then we are fine, right? In that case, students will get 5 points. And now the last category is 0. And here level is need improvement. And description here is a student used less than 450 words. So this is the way we can add it. Now there is a point to check here. You can see that in the second criterion, this full marks is 10, and on top it aggregated both criterion, and now full marks is 20. So this is the way now we are structuring, right? In the first step, we created the first criterion, that is spelling. Second one we just created, that is minimum 500 words. In similar way, we can add another criterion, which will be our third one. Here, maximum 750 words. That's the criteria. And again, we will add 2 more columns. First one is 10 points. This is again great, level is great. Description: student used 700 to 750 words, because 750 is our ceiling. That's the maximum they can use. So what we are doing, in case any of the student writes 700 to 750 words, they are going to get 10 points. Again, let me add 5 points here. This is again moderate. And in case someone writes student used 600 to 699 words. They will get 5 points because we set a target of 750 words, but in case anyone writes till 699, we will give him 5. So that's the criterion. And third one is maybe we'll award them 1. Earlier we always use 0, but this time we are not that strict and we are going to use 1. And here let me write need improvement. Okay. Now here student used less than 600 words. In that situation, student will get 1. Now we have added all 3 criterions. We designed it as per the point system. You can see that in aggregate, this number also became 30 because for all 3 criterion, your highest mark was 10. So 10 multiplied by 3, that's 30. And we created our rubric. Once you are happy the way it should be structured, then you can click on save. Now we can see in this particular assignment, this newly created rubric has been assigned. And this is a rubric, 3 criteria are there and total 30 points. This is the way you can create a rubric. You can assign it to an assignment. And this particular rubric can be used later also in other classes, other assignments that you can definitely use. Before we conclude this particular video, just one point I wanted to highlight. Here, in the points you mentioned 100 points, but in the rubric you mentioned 30 points. My suggestion always will be that you keep these 2 points same. So whatever will be the highest mark here, that should be same here. So that will actually give better clarity to your students and you will also understand it better. Otherwise, what will happen that Google will calculate it accordingly. So whatever grade your students will get, Google needs to multiply it by 3.333 in that way, right? So that's the way it will make up and it will calculate that 100 points. So it's not at all a problem for Google Classroom to calculate it, but end of the day your students need to understand that when they are responding to a particular assignment, how the structure of points are and how they can earn more points and wherever the areas they can lose points. So they need to understand it and there should not be much of the complications. So I would recommend you to keep these 2 points same. So when you attach a rubric, you can directly assign it to a student. This particular assignment will get assigned. You can schedule it also. You can save as draft so that you can come back later, or you can discard the draft as per your requirement.
Hope this video was helpful. In case you have any query, please feel free to mention in the comment tab. I'll try to answer those as soon as I can. If you wanted to learn more about Google Classroom, please follow my course available in Udemy platform for further details. The detailed course covers everything about Google Classroom and I keep on updating all the new features whatever Google is releasing on quarterly basis in the same course. Hopefully that will help you. Thank you for watching this video. We'll see you in one of my next video. Thank you.